Offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. The drive starts with a completion left side. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
Hey, Alpha.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And he can't quite corral it defensively. Maybe some space to go the other direction if he had caught it. That brings up 4th down now. The Falcons send out their punter. Corey Coleman back deep to return. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And he can't get away. Newton can't escape the pressure, and it's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. 22!
Now Ryan. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Back. 51, down. Let him go.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
And with that run, he's already at 100 yards here before halftime. So if he sees the same kind of action in the second half, he could be on his way to a career game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Right there, 56. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Alert 3.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Single receiver. Go. 56 the mark, boys. 56. Check 56. Let's go. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic. Don't get nervous. 8. 6, Mike, 56. Mike's 56.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Here's Newton, eluding the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
This is fielded at the 7. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
21.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They go play action now. Ryan. And he's got his man on the out route. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 16. 1st down, Falcons. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
He's brought down by Shaq.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 38 yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
They still playing soft. 55's Mike, guys, 55. Come on, D.
Hey, Haywood.
Check, 55's the Mike. Check, 55's the Mike. There's a party now. Whoa.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Stay focused, come on. All right, I got you,
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Kill.
20.
From the gun, here's Newton. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he... And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Got it.
57 to Mike.
Hey, orbit.
57.
From the gun, Ryan. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Ryan now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Operating from the gun, Ryan. Pressure from behind, and he's going to be thrown down. Brian Burns able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Ryan. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. Touchdown, Falcons! Marquise Goodwin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper, right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
Ready?
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Off play action. Newton. And he's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they top 30. From the red zone now, Newton. Flushed out right. He'll run it. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Watch the whip. Check 43. Watch twins. Watch twins.
20.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
Ready? Go, ready?
56. Check 56.
Express!
Man up, D. Man up, D. 56 to Mike. 56 to Mike.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Watch twins. Watch the twins. Match box. Mike.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. But he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try to help against the run.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to account for Cam Newton on this play.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but they just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
On 2nd and 7, Ryan, and finding the tight end Hooper. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
57 Mike. Mike 57. It's going to be a long day.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Jackson to return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And an alley to run. It's a foot race. The 40, 30, 10. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 87 yards. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's McCaffrey. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Newton now to throw. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punt...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Trey Boston. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard 2nd down. From the 39, Ryan, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Ryan to throw.
So they looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
56. Mike's 56. Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down.
54, South. Get up.
On 1st down, Thurman. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Ryan. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. A good pick up there at 22. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Bravo. Go.
From the gun, Ryan. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on 1st down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. On 2nd down now, Thurman. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
No, no, no. Off.
Check. Two draw Corkers.
To throw is Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Marquise Goodwin with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead.
61, matchbox lights. Hey, Express.
from the gun. Ryan. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, and that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And this is caught. He hits more. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They'll get 34 yards there.
Here we go. Like 80. Check 45. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. 20. 45.
Now Newton. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Newton to throw. Being chased out left. Johnson's got it complete. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Newton. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
It's just me. Gun. It's just me and you. Check out 3. Check 3. Check 3. 8. Check. Check. Big Ed. 8. Ball truck. 45 the mic. Yeah. You don't want none.
Now it's Newton. Rolling to his right. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Check.
They snap it to Newton. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Now Graham Gano to try the Panther field goal. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now Graham Gano to try the Panther field goal. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Ryan. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
From the 40 now on second down. Ryan. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here comes a big one now in overtime. This is 3rd and inches. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
54. Night, sweetheart.
Hey, 59, ready.
54.
20.
Check. Watch.
They'll try the left side. Thurman about 3 yards there to the 27.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Right. He's tight right here. Tight on the right. Hey, we got 3 down.
Hey, South.
Got two.
On second down, Swift. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Falcons, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll drop down to 1-3. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.